What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Hope everybody's had an excellent week. The weather in New Jersey today, I think it's going to hit 40s and maybe the 50s later on in the week, which is nice, as I'm tired of dealing with the ice and snow and everything else. Thank you so much to everybody who's been supporting my fundraiser. I greatly appreciate it. Well, the scouting combine is this week. I believe Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji will meet the media on Tuesday. NFL free agency starts March 12th. So all your NFL news is going to be really ramping up, leaks, rumors, clickbait, and whatever else. And the biggest question the Jets are going to have to answer is, how do they address the quarterback position once again? They made the big move, which was controversial to some, with releasing Aaron Rodgers. But now how do you pivot and find your signal caller, your leader, your captain, and help build this new offense? And there's a variety of ways going about it. You know, we saw, Darren Muji saw firsthand where the Broncos moved on from Russell Wilson, and they go with Bo Nix. You know, Aaron Glenn saw the Lions become resurrected with Jared Goff. So you look at what your resources are. You have Tyrod Taylor, who is a serviceable journeyman quarterback. Jordan Travis is a relative unknown because he's just not healthy yet, where he has potential, but you don't know what you could truly expect from him as he hasn't played. Is he fully healthy? What can he, can't do? Can he and cannot do? And then, so now the immediate name that comes out, especially after yesterday's news from Ian Rappaport, is what about Matthew Stafford? Would the Jets trade for Stafford? Now he's 37 years old, still playing at a high level. His current contract is fine, which it's tolerable, but he wants a new deal. To me, that's a win-now move. Now, are the Jets a win-now team? I thought last year they were, or the year before. Now, to me, a win-now team is a team like the Steelers, right? So the Jets need a right tackle. You need a whole new tight end group. You probably need at least 2 receivers. And then you have to revamp your defensive line. You need 2 safeties. You may have to overhaul your linebackers. To me, the Stafford thing just doesn't make sense to me. And I know a portion of the fan base may want him. Doesn't make sense to me. So what are the options do you have? You know, the name Kirk Cousins, if he's released, has been thrown around. And depending on what Kirk Cousins you think you're getting, it's, you know, the guy that threw for 500 yards last year or the guy that got hurt and looked terrible. And that comes, what's the price tag too? So Kirk Cousins could come very cheap. So you say you have Kirk Cousins, Tyrod Taylor, you draft a kid, and you move on. If Derek Carr becomes available, maybe not, with New Orleans maybe keeping him, who knows? So a lot of different options at free agency. But for some reason, I don't think the Jets go that route. But Kirk Cousins could with the price tag. So then it's like, what do you do with the draft? And the rumors about the Jets willing to trade up now seem to be kind of comical because they haven't had the combine, they haven't had pro days, they haven't interviewed the kid, they haven't sat and talked with him yet. So if, you know, that a lot goes into that. And that's why you see so many guys rise. Like the kid from Louisville now is rising. Tyler, was it Show, I think his name is? Or I don't know how to say his last name. But you see, like, every year these guys that come out of nowhere once they start throwing, and they you know, their stock increases. So I don't think the Jets right now are saying we're trading up for Cam Ward. I don't believe that. Now, can they? That is a bold, powerful move because to me right now, your first 3 picks in the draft, you kind of want them to be starters, right? Your first round pick, second round pick. If you're taking a quarterback, you don't want these guys starting day one. I mean, if they beat out a Tyrod Taylor, they played that high of a level, you could do it, but you kind of want them to sit. So it's got to be like a slam dunk, no-brainer guy that you want to put your name on. Because if you take a quarterback in the first round this year, you're putting your job on the line for it. Where in 3 years, if he's not good, you're getting fired. I mean, there's not many, I don't think you're going to see many more chances where, you know, they had the whole failed Zach Wilson experience, and then you're like, okay, no, we'll give you Rodgers, you'll keep your job. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think the patience level from ownership and everything else is probably a little bit different, where if you had conviction you're going to draft a quarterback, he better be good. So do the Jets have that much confidence in Cam Ward to be that guy? Or do they kind of stand pat and say, we will look at, you know, maybe 3rd, 4th round, get a guy more developmental, and then kind of just build our program first? And a part of me wants to do that. I know that's not the, you know, and this is not punting on the season, by no means. I think the Jets, if you play sound physical defense, you play solid special teams, you run the football and have a game manager kind of journeyman quarterback, even could be Tyrod, you can win 6, 7, 8 games. I genuinely think that because there is talent here. The challenge is you have a lot of moving parts, which is implementing all these new systems, and you want to build your program. So do you want to build your program first, like put it in place this year, and then next year with a different draft class, say, okay, listen, if it didn't work out this year, we know what we want, we know what our fits are, we know what our needs are, we evaluated everything in-house. Now we know what we need out of house, and we know what we want out of our quarterback. So you get the building blocks this year, get the quarterback next year. Like, don't rush it out of desperation. Don't rush it for headlines. Don't rush it to sell tickets. Make the right move for your organization and have a long-term vision. Like the short-term stopgap Band-Aid solutions just don't work anymore. We've learned that already. So I'm really curious to see how they go about this and what their approach is. Like in free agency, I don't think they're going to be big spenders. They're not going to be chasing big names. I think you get a lot of your mid-tier free agents, a lot of guys that you're solid leader, solid character guys, leader guys. Like you figure Aaron Glenn's going to want to bring in some of his guys, his voices in the locker room. But I don't think this is the year you spend big on big names. I think you get a lot of complementary parts and just get your organization set up. And then as you grow, you then make those big splashes. I'm not saying being cheap. I'm saying being smart, right? So let me know what you guys think. I'm curious to see how they handle these press conferences and what kind of like stories come out. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I like Tyrod Taylor. I don't hate him. So I think he's serviceable. I just have this funny feeling that Kirk Cousins finds his way here, which is interesting because he blew the Jets off how many years ago when he went somewhere else. So we'll talk to you guys later.